Hello, hello, and welcome back to UMoria. It is a fine and lovely day. I am in fine and lovely shape. Possible exception being my wrists. We'll find out. I don't remember what's going on, but apparently we're on 1,600 feet. We probably just cast everything, including protection from evil, is my guess. I'm going to go ahead and make that assumption. Foolishly, perhaps, but I'm going to. Let's see if we can't find some potions and maybe another frickin' Emperor Lich. Alright. Let's rest up here, and we'll cast PCE again. Now we definitely know it's cast. Wand of Wonder. I wonder what that does. Wah. Answer being, of course, it does tons of different random shit, so who knows what it does. Apparently it has like a random spell effect when you cast it. Which is interesting, I guess. Kind of neat. There is actually a similar device in Caverns of Zascasian 2, a magic item called Demontis' Hat. That can be used once per level and has a completely random spell effect when you do. That was loud. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not. Let me just turn this off. I have no idea if I have to now. I'll have to look at this afterwards. I don't know if I just revealed my Facebook page to everybody and conversations ongoing, etc. I'll check it out, and if I did, I'll blur it. A beak dax, don't need it. Drop you. PAE, nothing. PAA, PAF, PAG. Really? I thought there'd be something there. Rest, sure. PCE again, just to get it back in place, and let's go down. So far, not a lot of worthy opponents here. There was an operating system down there, you see that? It was an OS. If there'd been a dragon, it would have been DOS. I'm apparently in a punny mood, my apologies. What's scorching in here, man? Alright, oh, and that was the S. It does get difficult to figure out things to keep talking about when, again, we're sticking around the same exact levels over and over and very rarely meeting new monsters. I've commented on that several times, but it's hard to keep a commentary going when you're grinding for, let's face it, it's got to be 20 or 30 hours by the time we're done, if not longer. I don't know how many episodes it's been already that we've been looking for these potions, although we are getting close to finishing that process. Oh, maybe that's what we want to see. Let's PCE just in case. Do we still have the, yes, Staff of Speed, we've got it. There it is, let's try PCBing over there. Excellent. Oh, I think we killed it with one hit, which probably implies it was not an Emperor White. Let's see what's in here, pick it up. Let's let's PBF I gotta pick it up. PBF, pick it up. PBF, pick it up. Alright, eat. Okay, rest. PCE again. Down we go. This way, I guess. Nope, not this way. State of Decay 2 released yesterday, which I've begun playing, so there's some competition with this game now to keep my attention. I think it's amusing perhaps to some that State of Decay 2, which is a very different game from this one, is and Moria from 1985 are the two games on my big playlist right now. Also a bit of XCOM 2 War of the Chosen is the third one I've been playing a lot of. But that game is temporarily on hold since State of Decay 2 came out years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. My sense of time is very terrible. I held the world record in State of Decay Breakdown on the Xbox 360 for at least 3 months, maybe 6 months. Eventually I stopped playing it and people caught up, and my old score is so very dwarfed now by the current scores that there's no point in trying to regain that title. It also became a very boring process, because to get the points there was fairly boring systems you'd have to enact over and over again, ways of doing things. It just got overwhelmingly boring, even though the game itself is not a boring game. The game is great, but because of the way they made the scoring system, the game had flaws in its scoring system. Chief among them being that you got points for killing zombies, which you shouldn't, in my opinion, since that's not the objective of the game. And you got 4 times the points for killing zombies if you assassinated them in that game. And as a result, the best way to get scores was to assassinate zombies. So I'd drive around in a car with characters I had souped up to be to assassinate a zombie you had to be crouched in behind it. So I would I had created a bunch of characters who could leapfrog over zombies, and I would just leapfrog. I'd run into a fray of like 20 zombies and leapfrog over one and turn and crouch and attack or assassinate, and then leapfrog over the next and turn and crouch and assassinate. And there was very little danger to me that way. There was some, and I could rack up points really, really fast. So that because that was the easiest way to gain points, the best way to gain points. That's a really boring way to play. Ignoring the missions and such, just running around doing that hour and hour after hour and hour. It's not a fun way to play. So the game had flaws. I am hoping they'll come up with a State of Decay 2 breakdown, the equivalent, an eternal mode with a high score, world leaderboards. But I hope they don't make zombie killing a point part of it at all. Personally, I would like to see them make a game that a bit more roguelike in appearance. I would love it if it was literally roguelike, like it made random territories and cities for you. I don't know why that would be so hard to do, but they've never done it, so maybe it is hard. But I would also love to see... There already is permadeath, which is awesome. If a character dies, it's gone. But if you're going to do that in terms of a breakdown game, where it's not a static goal like in State of Decay 2 right now, which has a victory condition, which again, as a general rule, I love. But if you're making an infinite game, and you want to make a high score list, then eventually it has to kill you. There has to be a point at which it becomes so difficult to survive that it's almost impossible. So I wish the game would get slightly more difficult with every passing day. And I mean very slightly, like 1/1000th of a percentage point or 1/100th of a percentage point. With each passing day it gets tougher. And then it just becomes a question of how long can you survive, and that's it. Your score is purely how many days do you keep people alive. That would be awesome. So that after a year or 2 or 3 of in-game time, it is actively very difficult to stay alive, but not impossible. I just don't know how the hell to get here. I just want to climb out and crawl out and see what the hell is here. Oh, that was it. Not a particularly exciting map or adventure so far today. What can you do? They can't all be edge of your seat exciting. What do we got? Young. PCE. Ghost. Bandit. Where'd that bandit go? Oh, I thought I saw bandit is repelled as well. I misinterpreted. I thought I got attacked by two things. Oh my goodness, okay. We must be inside of a vault or something here. Yep. No potion, though. I'll pick that up on the way out and eat it. Let's drop the scroll of protection from evil. We really don't need it. Couldn't need it less. It's only the second time we've seen rubble adjacent to rubble in this entire game that I can think of. I commented on it recently when it happened. Let's check that out. Five plus 1. What do we got? Versus ours, which is 3 plus 6. So I can't in good conscience trade it off. No. No, don't drop any books of holy. What the hell? Drop V. Actually, no. Drop the scroll of teleport level. Pick up this. Before I head over there, I just want to check something out over here. Because this won't go very far. Just wanted to make sure it was closed off so we don't have to backtrack a million miles later to figure out what's going on. Nope. Thought it might be a vault. It's not. One hit on an ogre. I guess that's not that impressive, but of course there was a time when they were quite to be feared. I'll check that one out too, because you never know, maybe it's better than mine. It's equally good, but therefore better, because it's got more innate armor class. So we'll switch to this. Wield V. It's also better for bashing. As a metal shield. And we'll carry that. I'll carry those two. Couldn't remember if I've done this or not, so I did some more detection work. Nothing showed up, so I probably had. Watching my experience, I'm not sure if you get experience for picking locks. I want to find out. 162352. Oh, I can't right now. It's not locked. It's stuck. Can't pick a stuck lock. Staff of Detect Evil. Don't really need it. Not even for resale value. What do I care? It was a closet to my left. I'm gonna go back and get it while I still know it's there, in case it's a death closet and I need to be, fuck it, cautious about it, you know. Can't see it now. There it is. Alright, let's watch our 162592. Yep, got 1 experience point for that. Not really important, but I was just curious. Just a closet. Dead. I don't even care what that shield is. I should. It's foolish not to. I will. I'll check it out right now. Yeah, just finish exploring this area, then we'll go back to where we were. 12 minutes left. We probably won't find a potion of the likes that we're looking for. Well, speaking of the devil, you never know. Because they're not common at 1600 feet. They're not impossible to find. We know that for fact, but we have found so few. It's very clear that they do taper off the deeper you go. We really should try to just climb back to 1250 or something. If we don't get, if we don't get where we need potions to restore life level or something, if we don't have a problem that needs tending to, maybe I even will do that. I'll just make this a run where we go from 1600 feet to 1250. By the time we're done 1250, we should have the potions we need to move on, I hope. We won't have it in one session, obviously. This 1600 would probably take up the bulk of the session, if not all of the session. But maybe rather than return to the surface, I don't know, I'm always torn, because part of me says, well, if we go back to the surface, we can stock up on potions to restore life level and enchantments and that kind of thing, and there's logic and truth to that, but at the same time, if those potions truly are most common on 1250 and get less common the higher or the deeper we go past that, and they're barely ever found on this level, then it definitely makes sense to go higher. Where's the up staircase? Way down in the bottom left. That's the only one I see. Southwest. Oh wait, here, right here. Excellent. Alright, 1550. They should be slightly more common here. Presence of Evil. Probably already on the map. Okay. I think I forgot to, maybe not, maybe I ate it. I can remember if I ate that ration of food way back when we found a ration of food, and I intended to drop something and pick it up and eat it, and I think I forgot to. Not a big deal. But just something I thought of. I'm growing hungry in real life. Speaking of rations, IRL hungry. Amulet of Resisted Acid, I may ultimately want one of those, but they're easy enough to come by. I'm going to carry it right now. Am I? No, I am not. Well, yes I am. Drop the Wand of Wonder, which I know I'll never use. I'll pick it up. That way if I happen to find the last Potion of Wisdom to get that one last point we need, as far as I recall we only need 1 point. No, we don't need 1 point, do we? Let's wear Amulet of Resist Acid. Yeah, we've already got 18100. Okay. Excellent. Let's drop the Amulet of Wisdom +2. Pick up the Wand of Wonder. Awesome. I totally forgot that that was going on. Alright, well there's a... Can we see what resistances we have on this screen? Does it show up? No, eh? We have, as I recall, we have resistance to fire from the chainmail, resistance to acid from this. I think that's it. Infravision speed, blah blah blah. And Wilson. See invisible, etc. because of our Slay Undead sword. Yeah, things are alright. One of the few times we tunneled through a wall and found gold buried deeper inside as well, or treasure buried deeper inside. Iridescent beetle. I don't know what that means. Let's stay away from it. We don't know anything about it. Let's learn what we can about it. That's the most tough we've found yet. From 1850 feet. Nice. Worth 1,000-ish experience. Nice. That's about all we know. Moves erratically. And at normal speed, which means slower than me. Another 5 minutes or so, 5.5 minutes, left to find this elusive potion for the day. What do we know about it? A life rating of 65 D8. Interesting. Moves at normal speed again, so we can. Well, we gotta wake it up first. Just casting Protection from Evil again, in case something comes upon me while I'm not paying attention. Better to not get ambushed. Commented on this before, but the fact that those guys are stationary as opposed to very slow moving actually makes them harder to deal with, because you can't gauge unless you're standing next to them when they swing, so you have a catalyst for your counting. You can't gauge how many swings they have, or rather not how many swings they have, or when they're going to swing. So you can't attack and then back off and attack and back off unless you know the exact timing of their swings. With a moving creature, it's very easy to gauge. You stand back and pause until you see it move, and okay, that's how many you count, and okay, that's how many turns I have before it moves. But without being able to gauge their movement, that's a lot harder to do. Alright, drop this. Oops. There was the ration of food. Oh, there's a guy beside me. I guess I should kill him. And he may have dropped what we want. Alright, we have extra mush left over right now. Nope. I didn't realize I was carrying that ration. Oh well. What would I have left behind to pick that up? I do not know. I should rest before I continue. PCE again. About a minute and a half left. It's not likely we'll find what we want. Not impossible, of course, but not likely. Oh, I'm tired. What is it? Ooh, there's a lot of doors that suddenly showed up there. Another 30 seconds. It's not looking good for our potions. Alright, that's it. Let's eat that for the sake of it. We're full again. Alright, we're going to call it there, guys. Potionless run, but we're going to, I think the plan is we're going to climb from here all the way up until we clear, we're going to clear every floor up until 1250. Clear 1250. Unless something happens that makes us have to go back. I don't need to stockpile things. It's not like it matters if I'm carrying too much inventory. Alright, guys, I will see you next time, maybe later today. Have a good one.